Welcome back to another episode. I'm playing as Kemmler. I don't often play as Heinrich Kemmler, but I wanted to try him out. Over here, Tokshin's playing as the Empire. He's got a Arch-Elector, we're looking at a Light Wizard, and even Outriders with grenade launchers, which is not a bad call. They're actually pretty good. We've got a Hell Cannon for a Chaos player, a Giant. We're looking at some flying creatures, Feral Manticores. The Vampire Count player that I'm looking at right now, they have a lot of Skeleton Warriors for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they do. I would rather use zombies if I want to use fodder, but that is what they have. And over here, a lot of Karn Wraiths, and I mean a lot of them, look at that! An incredible amount, a lot of Chaos Knights who can be very effective. They're rather scary, not cheap at all, I wouldn't bring that many myself. And another Hell Cannon on another corner of the map. I have my Undead army now moving up. Crypt Horrors are back here, Graveguard are back here. I brought in a White King with what money I had. I brought in a Claw of Nagash. Tokshin has a Witch Hunter fighting with Undead. That feels rather dirty. Not sure if that's okay. The Hell Cannons are launching themselves at us right now. And if they miss a shot, that could be a big deal. Oh. I think he's trying to go after that. What is he trying to go after? That Hell Cannon can do a lot of damage to them. Will they shoot? And they will. They're launching their little eggs at them. Getting some kills, right? Maybe a kill. No kills, actually. No kills at all. And they're just being shot at, so they're gonna have a pretty rough time. Now that Vampire Count player brought in a trio of these guys here, of Mortis Engines, and that felt rather weird. I mean, no, they do a lot of damage and they're tough. He even brought in a Claw of Nagash, leading the charge. But again, it's just all very weird, not traditional. We fought a lot of untraditional battles. The last 4 battles you've seen were all fought in one night. Tokshin and I were in a great mood, so we ended up playing a lot. Sterling's Revenge, moving back. Tokshin's out there trying to intercept some knights. I mean, if they had charged in, that would have been bad. He did net the chariots, and that could be beneficial. Let's go ahead and go into slow motion and look at the battle right now so that we know what's going on. So Feral Manticores are going after the grenade launchers for the Outriders. I've got a few units behind Tokshin's line. We are formed up together. We have zombies who are now fighting a Chaos Giant. We have Skeleton Warriors over here, zombies fighting them too. The Karn Wraiths are moving right in. They're pretty tough. I have Crypt Horrors that are moving up. I want to utilize my Crypt Horrors to go after the Knights because they do have armor piercing and poison, and that can help me beat them. The Flagellants took a lot of damage. That isn't really hard to believe. The Karn Wraiths are trying to mosh pit in, and that can make Tokshin break. All the Mortis Engines are really brutal. That could also make Tokshin break. Me, I can last for a little bit longer because I don't have to worry about psychology effects. And here comes me. They're charging at my Crypt Horrors and they can do a lot of damage, but I'm moving in. I'm just trying to make sure that I bind them up. I have armor piercing with my Graveguard with great weapons. I have even more moving in. Normal Sternsmen. Let's do that for generation. I'm moving over here, my Barracks Reavers and my own Claw of Nagash. I'm trying to bind down the Knights, and Tokshin did a great job trying to keep them down. I love how they're moving with the net on them. How entertaining, but not really. So over here, we're fighting some chariots too. I want them gone because if they get behind my lines, they can do a lot of damage. I don't know why they brought that in, but they did. I mean, chariots are pretty good. Zombies are dying. Tokshin is buffing up my stuff too with his own Arch-Elector, so that could be quite good for me as well. If you look at that, melee defense goes up, melee attack goes up. We're fighting them, but we now have a shot at winning. What a weird mixture. Zombies fighting with humans, and that's gotta be a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know if that's okay. Might not be okay. I brought in a few Karn Wraiths too, not nearly as many. I wanted that for the psychology effect to attack the Chaos player, but the battle ended up playing out a little bit different than I had imagined it would. The Chaos Giant is now screeching down here. We're looking at the Tithe that are biting down a lot of them. A lot of these aspiring champions, a lot of Chaos Warriors. It's a great way to keep your foe busy, a very cheap way too. They have a lot of health and they are quite high in number. I have my Reavers charging in now, anti-infantry, which is why they're not going to do a great job fighting Lances, who might get a charge off at them in return. But they're fighting because they have to. They're still shooting at me. They got a direct hit into Sterling's Revenge. Unfortunately, we've been fighting a lot of artillery. Tokshin and I haven't really been bringing in a lot of artillery lately. To let you know why we play 2v2s, they're pretty enjoyable. And in 1v1s, you get a lot of cheese. Cheese is a lot easier to enact if you don't have another player to counter your cheese. So there's that, but it's really because it's just a lot of fun to play with a friend. and it really changes up what can happen in a match. 1v1s can get a little bit predictable. Free Company Militia. They're shooting at Empire Spearmen. Great Swords are still fighting. Carners are still doing their thing. The Grave Guard are still fighting Knights. So the battle really won't change up too much yet. The Claw of Nagash is fighting a few Knights, not getting any kills, not yet. Eventually that may change up. Fisher brought in the Demigryph Knights, which are a great boon to me. They're going to help out a lot. Well, that Hell Cannon shot missed. Very good. Sterling's Revenge got knocked out of the fight for the moment. They may be back. I have Grave Guard trying to encircle Knights, and again, he probably shouldn't have let them just stay there and fight me, but he did. I have Carnerays that are trying to move behind the enemy. We have so many Carnerays. I mean, look at that. Too spooky for me, bruh. They just have so many, and they do not stop. It's really a mosh pit. I mean, that's what it came out to be. That's kind of what I was talking about. We kind of charged in, and it became a mosh pit. We just all began to fight for a period of time. We had evil creatures floating around, swiping at us. We had a giant in the middle. Tokshin ended up holding pretty well. We've got Free Company Militia, who've got 0 kills. They've been shooting for a little while. When will you get 1 kill? Oh, come on. They're that Garbo? Oh, come on. Sterling's Revenge is coming back. The Knights are still, oh, not Knights, Marauder Horsemen. I went back here to go after that Hell Cannon. I wanted to silence it, and I did. We managed to get that crew. Tokshin got the other one. Manticores are coming after his Flagellants, but that's okay. They're unbreakable. They'll do damage, but it keeps them out of the fight of his main line. Let's go look over here now. That Chariot took a lot of damage, 45 kills. Not a bad amount. Could have gotten more, for sure. I have Stern's men charging away for now, going after that Chariot, or some type of target over here. And here comes my 1 Claw of Nagash. I only have 1. He's using the Net of Amen Talk to bind them down. All the Carnerays are here. My Claw of Nagash is now moving in. But it's a really crazy battle. I just really want to point out how these guys do not even have 1 kill. They've been shooting non-stop, and I wonder if they're actually hitting Tokshin's own army. They might be. I don't know. And now we've got a Feral Manticore hitting them. Marauder Horsemen are flying around the map. My Reavers are moving back to come help out. We've got 1 crewman on that Hell Cannon crew. Flagellants are still fighting around the map. The Feral Manticores took some damage. Let's go back to the front lines. I'm trying to form up behind the enemy where we're going to charge in. The front line kind of changed. They kind of broke through, and now we're wrapping around them. My Cryptors are in a bundle fighting. And I have Kemmler around here just buffing things up, keeping things all peachy for me. Trying to. Yeah, he's right here. Got 9 kills. But we are regenerating. It's a battle of regeneration. I think I'll be regenerating a little bit more. Mortis engines are getting a lot of kills. They actually ended up getting a lot of kills for sure. They did a lot. And we're just trying to grind them down. That's all that we can do. We can only grind them down. What did they bring in as a leader? That's a good question. A Vampire Lord. 48 kills for a Vampire Lord. Yeah, Vampire Lords are very effective. I probably need to try them out more. They're cheaper than Manfred. And they're still very effective, especially if flying or something.
Yes! Yes!
I charged after that Feral Manticore. The Horse Masters are over here. 1 kill for the Witch Hunter. Witch Hunter needs a lot of work to actually be effective. They do have Accusation, but that's not really a very fun ability to use. It would be more fun to watch a fight in battle. Have better animations or something. Okay, Hell Cannons are gone. The Free Company now has 8 kills after a long period of waiting, of them just not getting kills at all. A lot of Tokshin's armies beginning to break. That's when things got a little bit iffy. We didn't know how things would pan out, because we couldn't kill the engines at all. They were just here being annoying. Tokshin kept netting them down, which kept them from being able to maneuver that much. Definitely beneficial for me. My Cryptors are still going and replenishing, and they're being buffed up by Tokshin's Grand Hammer of Sigmar, giving me plus 34 to melee attack. Sterling's Revenge, no kills yet. Reavers are moving in. We took care of a lot of the map. The Marauder Horsemen we don't need to really worry about. I don't know why they're just standing there. Light Wizard took a lot of damage, no kills, but he did use a Net of Amen Talk to keep our opponent stationary. The Archlector 31 kills, but he took a lot of damage too. I'm the one who's really in the fight right now. The Vampire Lord's taking some damage. The engines are finally taking some damage. I have armor piercing on them now. That's where it'll change up. And I have my Mortis engine, who didn't get as many kills. Not nearly as many. And that's how we won a battle. I'm not sure what had happened here. Like if they left or what. Maybe they left. Because he's still got some stuff going on. He's not crumbling yet. Interesting. I don't really know, actually. But we're fighting back there, and I think they may have left. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It was going to be a long fight, and that's why they left. They were like, okay, forget it. Hellkid in 135, 51 kills, 60 kills for the Giant, for our enemy. The Lord got 85 kills, which is quite a few. Chaos Warriors 100, 109 for another chosen group. 45 for a Chariot. His Knights did not do a great job. They were pretty meh. His Infantry did a much better job. I would have brought in more Aspiring Champions, probably, instead of bringing in so many Knights. Or even a Marauder Horseman. Okay, my kills, I brought in 3 groups of zombies to bind them down, and that worked out pretty well. I had to go after a lot of high-value target units again. Karn Wraiths are pretty expensive, and I had to fight them. I didn't get a lot of kills, but I was able to keep them busy, and I had to fight Knights for a lot of that battle. Tokshin, let's go look at what he's got. Okay, his Greatsword's got a lot of kills, so they were probably in the fray from the very beginning. Beyond that, not a lot of kills. The Flagellants or the Tattersouls got a lot of kills, and they usually do if they can get on the proper target. So that's really pretty common. Okay. Let's go look at the other Vampire Count player. Yeah, they were upgraded too. To rank 7. Wow, he put like all of his gold into that and the Mortis engines. These all did a lot of damage, but everything else did not do a lot of damage. Definitely a unique build. I wouldn't advise it. Not very flexible at all. And it could be countered by magical attacks on the Karn Wraiths, which would make them melt away. So there's a lot here that just would not work out. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Look forward to more PvP content. If you would like to have 2 PvP videos a day, let me know about that. I don't know if it will happen, but it could happen. And if you want to see some 1v1s, or if like there's any type of multiplayer battle that you want me to do, let me know. I can't know unless you let me know. Until then.